A delicious hearty dish that holds well when the men don't come in from the fields in time for dinner. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Just Like Mom Made. It is a very big day today because my sister-in-law got me a cape for Christmas, and this is its debut. And the wonderful thing about capes is they're fabulous for spinning. And secondly, we are going to make the classic beef macaroni skillet out of what is the best cookbook in the world, the Farm Journal's Best Ever Recipes. It came out in 1977, just a time capsule. Oh God, how people cooked. At the beginning of each recipe, they have the testimonies from all the readers, and they are, beef macaroni skillet is a lifesaver. When I've forgotten to take meat out of the freezer for dinner, it can be put together quickly, and it is so tasty, which is very good. That's someone from Wisconsin. This is great. A real time saver recipe. I like it because you don't have to bother to cook the macaroni separately. Actually, that's actually a really lovely thing about this. We'll get there. And then this is the final one from Indiana, where my mom is from. Maybe she wrote this in. A delicious hearty dish that holds well when the men don't come in from the fields in time for dinner. I just love it. When I was a kid, my dad used to call it slop bach to bach for reasons I've never completely understood. And I've asked my mom about it, and she's like, I don't know. That's just what he called it. He called it slop bach to bach. And the first time I made it for my boyfriend, he looked at it and he was like, oh, it's like macaroni bolognese, which is pretty much what it is. It's just onion, tomato juice, beef mince, and macaroni. We'll throw it all together. I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing we're gonna do is just dice up our onion. This is the only chopping we have to do for the whole meal. So yippee skippy, turn on our pan so it's nice and hot. See, they always say it takes 30 minutes, but then it's like you get the onion skin all stuck and you spend a whole minute trying to peel the onion, and that just adds to your time. Just the more I stress about getting a meal done by a certain time, the less fun it is for me to cook. And that took me a long time to get out of that habit because, like, in my house growing up, like, dinner was on the table by 6. And it had to be on the table by 6. And, my boyfriend doesn't give a shit when dinner's ready. He hardly eats. This is really just for me. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna brown our meat. So throw that in there, and then you wanna chop it up. The recipe calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper and a teaspoon of salt. Throw it all in there. I don't know how really good this GoPro is at showing you what's going on, but it's really the only thing I have, so I'm trying. So something I learned recently talking to my mom and my brother is if you use a higher fat meat, the fat within the meat will render, and you don't have to add oil. You can just cook it in its natural beef fat, and then you drain a little bit of the oil off. Unless you want to use lean meat, and then you can use oil if you want. And we'll throw in the onions as well so they can cook down. Meat and onions in a pan. It's almost as good as the smell of butter and onions in a pan. This is a meal that we ate every week. We always had a baked chicken, and we always had slop bach to bach at one point. If you were to name this dish, what would you call it? So my dad called it slop bach to bach. The actual recipe calls it beef macaroni skillet. My boyfriend calls it macaroni bolognese. What would you call this? Please leave a comment down below. I'm so curious to know. Maybe we'll rename it. Oh my God, that looks so good. Talking about draining beef mince, I didn't realize that we were doing that. And my mom was like, oh yeah, you have to drain your mincemeat. Like, you just have to, unless you use really lean mincemeat. And I was like, nope, no idea. No idea. By the way, this is 12% fat mince. That's what I'm using this time around. All right, so that's fabulous and cooked and all good. So now we'll drain it. Wish me luck. I've never done this before. Not doing well yet. Here we go. All right. Gross. Turns out a cast iron skillet filled with a pound of beef is kind of heavy. Okay, we're gonna call that drained. We are going to start to add our stuff that's gonna give it a little zhuzh. The tomato juice or tomato juice, that is 2 cups right there. Hate this BB thing. Another cup for good luck. Boom. We did it. I'm so proud of us. Worcestershire. See, the word shire is at the end of the word, but no one says it. You just kind of go shit. So it's Worcestershire. Yeah, that's it. I did it. It's Worcestershire. Yeah, so like at the end of the word, it's like I've run out of energy. Instead of saying Worcestershire, you go, Worcestershire, I'm so tired. That's how you say it. I did it. Oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. Boom. Tablespoon of that. And then a tablespoon of vinegar. I'm gonna use white wine vinegar. A teaspoon of dried mustard. Mix it all in. If you didn't know, cast iron skillets that aren't treated, they leach iron into the food, and they're actually really good to cook with if you are anemic. And then we're going to add a cup of macaroni or 150 grams. Bring to a boil, then reduce heat, cover and simmer for 20 minutes or until macaroni is tender, and this should serve about 6 people. Tom is going to eat enough for 1 person. I will eat the other 5 portions tonight. It's already at a boil. We're just gonna cover it, reduce the heat, and we're gonna wait for 20 minutes and come back and finish it off. So I will see you in 20 minutes. All right, and we're back. It's been 20 minutes. I also made myself some peas because my mom always served this with peas, but that's optional. It is done. So as you can see, you leave it covered, stir every once in a while so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Add some cheese. My mom always put just 2 things of Kraft singles in it. I don't eat Kraft singles anymore because I am a London liberal elite city woman, so I only eat fancy cheese. Okay, some of the cheese is chunky, but that's fine. No one's ever gone, oh my gosh, there's too much cheese in this. Just mix it in so it's got that like lovely cheesy thing going on. And the last thing I'm gonna do is just add a teaspoon of sugar to the peas, which is something I never saw my mom do until my parents got divorced, and they divorced when I was 18. And my mom made this shortly after my dad left the house. And then she goes, I'm gonna put some sugar in them. And I was like, Mom, I've never seen you do that. And she goes, because your dad would never let me. We always ate like really plain vegetables, just like steamed, no sugar, no butter, nothing on them. Because my dad just liked plain vegetables, and my mom's like, they're better with sugar. And that was like a moment of her like reclaiming herself after she left her husband. So good for you, Vicky Kramer. You add that sugar. You live your best life. Voila, we have a meal. Oh my God, it looks so lovely. I'm not hungry, so this is gonna just sit here like they said in the book. It keeps well even if the men aren't home in time for dinner. So I'm just gonna let this sit on the stove, but I can't do it without at least having 1 bite. Here we go. It's so good. It's tomatoey, it's got the sweetness of the onion, it's got the salt and the cheese, just easy, 1 pot, serve, you're done. And so this is our beef macaroni skillet, also known as slop bach de bach, also known as macaroni bolognese. So thank you so much for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment, let me know what you would call this. I put it on my Instagram once, and someone once called it dirt and worms, which is like a bit offensive. I worked really hard on this. Let's not call it worms. But let me know what you would call this. And also, on another note, people have started to donate to my Ko-fi account, which I always link in the description. Thank you so much. I work really hard on this. I do have an editor who helps me. Hi, Alex. So this just helps me pay for Alex to work on the show with me and to keep me in groceries. So I really do appreciate it. Of course, if you can't make a donation, I get it. It's weird times. Just thank you for watching. Enjoy your dinner. Have a good one. I will see you next time. Bye.